The ballroom glittered with gold and crystal chandeliers as the Billionaire Sheikh handed his sleek black card to the cashier. A hush fell when the machine beeped. Red declined. The whispers spread like wildfire across the guests' faces, tilting with shock. Some smirked, some gasped. A few even chuckled at the humiliation of a man believed to be untouchable. The Sheikh's jaw tightened his hand, steady though his pride trembled. He reached for another card, but the same cold beep cut the air again. His wealth. His name suddenly felt like dust in the silence that followed. Eyes burned into his back, waiting for him to break. Then a soft voice cut through the crowd. "Excuse me." Everyone turned. A young girl, barely out of her teens, stepped forward, clutching a small, worn purse. Her uniform marked her as nothing more than the maid's daughter, invisible until now. She walked to the counter, ignoring the stares, and laid down a handful of crumpled bills and coins. Her voice was steady, though her hands shook. "I'll cover it," gasps echoed through the hall. A billionaire declined, yet a servant's child paid. Her mother rushed forward, whispering in panic, but the girl lifted her chin, refusing to back down. "He gave us work when no one else would," she said quietly. "Now it's my turn." The Sheikh stared at her, frozen, his empire shaken in public, yet this child offered him dignity when no one else dared. His throat tightened as the realization struck him harder than the beeping machine. This was wealth. Not cards, not gold, but loyalty born of gratitude. The girl's coins clinked softly on the counter, louder than the chandeliers above. The crowd whispered in disbelief. A billionaire sheikh, humbled and saved not by a business ally nor a rich friend, but by the maid's daughter he had never truly noticed. The cashier hesitated, eyes flicking nervously toward the sheikh, but he gave the smallest nod, letting the girl's money be accepted. His chest rose heavy, his pride aching, yet his heart strangely lighter. For the first time in years, he was not the one offering, but the one receiving. The girl's mother tried to pull her back, mortified, but the sheikh's voice stopped them both low, but commanding, "Leave her." His gaze softened. As it rested on the girl, "Tell me, child, why did you do this when the whole room laughed?" She swallowed hard, but her voice was clear, because respect means standing with someone when others turn away. The words struck deeper than any insult. The sheikh had built towers, bought kingdoms, yet no one in that glittering hall had moved for him until this girl, with nothing in her purse and everything in her heart. He lowered his eyes for a moment, ashamed, then looked back at her with something no one had seen before: humility. The guests shifted uneasily, their smirks fading, replaced by silence. They had come to witness his downfall, but instead they had seen his salvation from the most unlikely hand. The sheikh rose slowly from his chair, every eye in the grand hall following his movement. His tall frame carried authority, but his expression was no longer prideful. His voice echoed steady across the marble floor. "Last night you all praised my power. Tonight you laugh at my weakness, but it is this girl who reminded me what true strength looks like." He turned toward the maid's daughter, her small purse still clutched in her hands, his words trembling with weight. "You gave when you had almost nothing. That makes you wealthier than every guest in this room combined." Gasps rippled through the crowd. A few lowered their heads, ashamed to have mocked him. Others stared in awe at the boldness of his confession. The girl stood frozen, her cheeks flushed, her hands trembling, but her chin held high. The sheikh stepped closer, bowing his head slightly, so his words were for her ears alone. You saved me not from embarrassment, but from myself. Then he straightened his gaze, sweeping the room. From this day forward, she is no longer the maid's daughter. She is under my protection, and her future will shine brighter than any of yours. A murmur rolled like thunder across the guests, stunned at the declaration. The girl's mother covered her mouth with both hands, tears spilling as the hall erupted not in laughter, but in applause. The Sheikh's pride had broken, but from its ruins rose something greater, humility bound to gratitude. The Sheikh reached into his robe and pulled out a gold-embossed envelope, placing it gently into the girl's trembling hands. Inside were documents, a scholarship, a trust fund, and a deed to a home in her family's name. Her eyes widened, her lips parting in disbelief. "Sir, I can't accept this." His voice cut through firmly, but softly. "You must, because last night you gave me dignity when all I had left was shame. Now I give you back the future you deserve." The hall erupted in stunned murmurs. Guests who once mocked now clapped with respect. The girl's mother collapsed into tears, pulling her daughter close, whispering prayers of gratitude. The Sheikh looked at them both, his eyes glistening with unspoken truth. Wealth without compassion is emptiness. You gave me compassion, and I will never forget it. He turned to the crowd, his tone sharper. Do not measure power by gold or cards. Measure it by the courage to give even when you have nothing. For last night the poorest among you proved she was the richest of all. The girl's hands shook as she held the envelope to her chest, but her eyes met his with a new strength. "So you changed my life." His lips curved into the faintest smile. "No, child, you changed mine first." If this story moved you, share it, so others never forget that one selfless act can rewrite a destiny in ways no one sees coming.